Who sparked my passion for coin collecting for my 3 boys. So let's dive into this first item. What we have for you today is the 2020 Proof 70 NGC rated Silver Eagle dollar coin with the flag core. Now, I'm gonna leave the story to Mike, but Mike, big things happening. A very important coin to be collecting right now, right here this year. This is item 739218. How exciting is this?
Well, 2020 has been the year of the Silver Eagle. I don't think there's any doubt about that. Since November of last year, when the United States Mint announced that they're changing the design of the American Silver Eagle in 2021, and they've now picked the design. It's an eagle in flight about to land. That's the new reverse of the American Silver Eagle to be released in 2021. So what we have is, in essence, the end of the Heraldic Eagle series. In other words, this series that you see here right now. That's the way it's been. The United States American Silver Eagles looked exactly like this since 1986. So the 2020 Silver Eagle has proven to be the best-selling Silver Eagle in the history of the United States Mint that we've been doing. It is selling at an all-time huge in terms of popularity. The problem is there's not been enough coins. Because of the current events, particularly the coronavirus pandemic, the United States Mints have been working with reduced staff. They have been in no way, shape, or form able to keep up with the demand. Now, the Proof coin is probably the most sought-after collector coin of the year because it has that beautiful mirror finish. It's got the West Point Mint mark. When the United States government released it in January of this year, it sold out almost immediately and was sold out for 6 months. They brought it back recently, and it's funny, just as I'm about to, just today, the United States Mint has sold out of the Proof Silver Eagle, the 2020 Proof Silver Eagle for the year. It's done and it's gone. Wow. A complete sellout for the entire year. So now you've got a coin. Now you've got a coin that is the most popular Proof Silver Eagle of all time and is going to end up being about the rarest Proof Silver Eagle ever made by the government, but the one that is most desirable. I've got them. I had hoped that we have like 500 coins or so. Yeah. I had hoped that this is the first time we've done it in flag core, my exclusive flag core that you see right here. So we'd hope to buy a bunch more coins and certify them and make this available. But that, now that it's sold out from the United States government, is not going to happen. So we have only, this is brand new. I've not done the flag core Proof before. Right. This is the flag core Proof W Mint. So what it means is what I have is what there is. Yeah. I've got 500 coins. Once it sells out, which is likely to be right here, right now, that's it for flag core. One of the things we try to do here is I try to bring you not only the very best in coins, but exclusive coins. And this flag core, where the American flag holds the coin for NGC, I'm the only one that can sell that. I'm the only one that has this coin available in the flag core, and it's proven to be incredibly popular. So now you take 2020. Remember, they're changing the design. That's right. This is the transition coin. This is the legacy coin. You call this after 35 years, the coin is ending. It's the bookend coin in essence. And so everybody wants the coin, and all of a sudden the United States Mint is sold out. It is unprecedented. They never sell out or rarely sell out before the end of the year. There was also 6 months it was sold out during the year. Oh, wow. So you have a Proof American Silver Eagle that should be the most common coin. In other words, because of demand. The average mintage of a Proof Silver Eagle is about 800,000 coins. This coin is going to be less than half that. It's going to be less than half that. If it's not the rarest, it's the second rarest of all of the regular annual issue W Mint Proof Silver Eagles ever done by the United States Mint. Then we have it certified absolutely perfect PR70 in the flag core for the very first time, and now, unfortunately, because of the sellout today, for the very last time as well. So this is the time to get in. As you can see, it's brand new. We just brought it in for this, and now it's a sellout. The ungraded, uncertified coins. This is the first time I've offered the Proof in flag core. Sure. And I've got it Only for this quantity, only for right here, only for right now.
Mike, it's like we started the show and the phone lines lit up, everybody, it took off. Because first and foremost, as I've learned, the Silver Eagle is one of the most beloved, most popular, most collected of the silver coins. When you add to that the fact that this is the legacy, right? This is the bookend, it's changing next year. I mean, it makes it more exciting. And then this coin is absolutely gorgeous. So obviously, if you would explain that ultra cameo, because if you're seeing that coin, you're saying, none of the coins in my pocket look like that. I mean, it is beautiful with that mirror finish and then that beautiful frost, right?
Yeah, this is a collector issue, a collector version. That's what the Ultra Cameo means.
Right.
It's struck extraordinarily well, so it's just an additional designator of value. One of the big issues with this coin is, of course, you know, the fact that it's been incredibly, incredibly difficult to get for the entire year. And the reason for that, very simply, is the Mint has been working with an extraordinarily reduced staff. Is ultimately what it comes down to. And that's what makes this coin so phenomenally collectible. And like I said, it was sold out for 6 months and now looks like it's permanently sold out from the Mint. Those are ungraded and uncertified.
Sure.
So as we move into 2021 and the design change, everybody wants the last full year of issue, this last year of the old school American Silver Eagle. But the problem is the government should have made at least the average mintage of 800,000 of these coins. Right. That would have been the average mintage. They should have at least made those. They're not even going to make half that.
Wow.
So already this coin, when you look at kind of the supply and demand curve, I mean, the demand is absolutely phenomenal. The supply is next. Well, now it's zero in essence in terms of ungraded coins from the United States Mint. So it's only the coins that are in the marketplace. Every time I bring these out, they absolutely, positively sell like crazy. And I've never done flag core before. I mean, last time I think I sold 800 coins in just the regular NGC brown label.
Right.
I've never offered them with the flag core in the Proof 2020s, and from the looks of things, it's the last time I'm going to be able to offer them in the flag core, because this is going to end up being the only quantity that I have given the complete and total government sellout.
I got to tell you too, Mike, before we even got on air, some of the coins we were supposed to show in this hour, in next hour, were gone. I was literally talking to producer Rocky, and I'm like, Rocky, are you seeing how many I have left? So this is the thing. You know, it's always been a popular coin. Now more than ever, it is more important than ever. And you know, let's add to that the fact that it's the 2020. Not that we want to commemorate the year, because it's been rough for a lot of people. It's been uncertain. But these are the kinds of years, Mike, correct me if I'm wrong, where more people than ever actually start collecting coins, actually start collecting bullion, because, you know, it's just that uncertain time. It's also the moment where we want to create those memories, maybe inspire the family to come together more. We're looking for hobbies. We're looking for things to do. This is very popular right now. And then let's add to that the convenience of shopping at HSN.
It really comes down to the numismatic part of this, Leslie, is the fact that with the design change, the design change would make this coin just by nature be the most popular coin that it is, and it is 100%. We are seeing sales increases of 200%, 300% over prior years, in years where there was plenty of quantity. So the government usually makes these to order, so that I would have assumed they would have made 1 million coins, 1.5 million coins, even double the average. The average is 600,000 or 800,000, sorry, in the Proof Silver Eagle. But they didn't even make the average because of reduced staffing. Half the average, and actually one of, if not the rarest of all the Proof Silver Eagles, the annual W Proof Silver Eagle since 1986. So you have unprecedented rarity, and now a complete and total sellout from the United States Mint, a complete and total sellout from the United States Mint, so we can't get any more. So now we've locked in this incredibly, incredibly limited quantity. We've got it in our exclusive flag core. I'm the only one that can sell NGC flag core. It's absolutely perfect Proof 70. It's ultra cameo, and I'm literally just debuting it right now. So, I mean, it is just going to be a spectacular, spectacular collectible, and it is something, like like I said, it's going to be one and done for us.
We have about 2 minutes left in this presentation. What's really nice is that you don't have to pay that price up front, you know, which is unheard of in the coin collecting industry, Mike. You and I have talked about it. The fact that I can break this down into monthly payments, $86.65 is that first credit card payment that will get this very valuable collectible in my hands, in the hands of my grandchild, in the hands of my son, you know, because this is why, you know, generations have been collecting coins. It is a little page in history, and they're just fascinating. I mean, you single-handedly got me excited about coins, Mike, and now I'm pretty proud of my collection because of you. If you want this coin, you jump in online. I know most of our sales are coming in on hsn.com right now. It is truly the smartest way to shop with us because you skip the line. You get there before everybody else does. And with such limited quantities, Mike, it's gonna have to be that way. Yes, you can always give us a call. We're happy to help you that way, but the fastest way to make sure you get your hands on this very important collectible is hsn.com or with our app. Now, Mike, I will say this, we've got a special going on right now for our HSN charge card holder. If you decide you want to purchase this on your HSN card, every $75 or more that you spend on that card, you're going to save $15. And you can use this coupon code as many times as you'd like. The item and the coupon code is 187571. Every time you spend $75 or more, get $15 back. So it's just a little easier way to save a little bit of money on something that's so important right now. And at the end of the day, it's precious metals, it's beautiful, it's got power, it's got history, and the darn thing will change completely next year. I mean, it's pretty fascinating when you think about it.
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt, and that's really the key to the collectability of this. Rarity, collectability, desirability, all rolled up in one coin for a coin that I'm going to apparently, it looks like, present one single solitary time with the flag core that we've got with this. And that's what I think is the amazing part about this, is the fact that I've got the flag core. I've got the 2020s, which literally today went to complete sellout from the United States Mint. This particular coin is something that everybody is going to be searching for, and we have it right here, right now.
Right here, right now. Please be quick. We did start off very limited on this one. In fact, I'm kind of shocked because a lot of the coins I was supposed to present right now, this hour, were gone before we even made it on air. So come on in. You're going to love the beauty of this coin and then the history.